Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. I'm going to get right into it instead of saying hi to some. I don't know how many of you watched whatever that was, news conference or Trump unable to speak correctly. He couldn't even read what I don't think, what was given to him. But anyway, intuitively I feel this development is part of the Project 2025. And I told you, I don't know if it's in because I didn't have a chance. I bought a book that defines or explains all the steps of Project 2025. I don't know if taking over DC is part of it. Because do you remember, guys, I told you there is a book that's public, that's the one we know about, and then there is another one. And there are steps to turn this country into a dictatorship that we don't know, that we don't see. So this, to me, intuitively, I feel taking over DC was part of the plan. It was a matter of how to go about doing it. Okay, so this week, why not? They're always looking for pretext to take action, to do whatever they want to do. So this was simply a good opportunity to execute that step. Okay, and the next reference I'm getting with this is because it's the right time, because Trump cannot find any other way to to remove the Epstein scandal from the front pages of people talking about it. So he's going to try to continue to escalate. He doesn't care what happened. And in Trump's mind and his family and those dummies he has around him, they think this is going according to plan. They are in charge. They are inamovable. Okay, they can't be removed. The word I was hearing was inamovible, meaning they can't remove you. Unmovable. There is no such word as unremovable. But anyway, inamovible is I don't know. Please let me know if you guys. I know you are better in English than I am. Inamovible, if they say inamovable, if you understand that, let me know. I'd be curious if that's a word in English. Sorry about that. It's Latin. It's derived from Latin. Anyway, the second part of this is Trump is trying to remove or hoping to take the attention of his base away from the Epstein situation. I don't feel it's going to work. Okay? Yes, this is very bad. And like I have always said, the only thing that's going to save us, or this country, okay, our democracy, people protesting in large numbers, and also the court system. I don't trust the Supreme Court, but if enough people take to the street and start screaming, and also, I don't know how many of you heard that this weekend, Chief Justice Roberts said, it seems like the rule of law is being ignored. Well, whose fault is that? And it is an indication to me, like I have been saying to you for a while, except for Alito and Dum Dum Thomas, the rest of the MAGA side of the court are getting very nervous because they don't know where this is going to end, or Trump's actions are going to lead us. And like I said, the writer, the author, Michael Wolff said something. I watched a video of him saying Epstein told him, Trump has no scruples. And this is exactly what's operating here. And like I told you from in the past, Trump doesn't care. And let me give you another example. Did you guys hear? He got upset because of homeless people he saw on his way to his golf course. I bet you most of those homeless people are vets from all sorts of trauma. Those people, instead of looking for, he basically treated them the way he spoke. I was shocked last night when I read what he said, that they should be removed. Instead of saying, okay, we're going to need, do something good to help these people. He has respect for no one. He cares about no one. And watch how he's going to throw the people around him and his cabinet under the bus at the right time when things starts to go sideways. And it's coming, it will go. Americans are not going to stand up for this. I'm not saying for anyone to wait. We all must do our part, however little, or you may think it doesn't have an effect. Yes, it does. And the other situation I feel, is I tend, because I'm seeing pictures, I tend to branch off. I'm trying to focus. Trump doing this also, in the mind of people like Kevin Roberts, who declared that there will be blood if they don't have their way, is preventing or preparing for protesters if they come to D.C. And there will be protesters in D.C. But you know something they're not counting on? Intuitively, I have been, those of you who are watching me I know I don't read like other people, so pay attention. When I'm reading, I don't say, because I don't channel. I don't think I'm channeling, but pay attention. I told you, or as you've been watching, ICE is having a lot of problems hiring people. Right now, they're offering $50,000 for people to join, okay? No age cap. So there is desperation, and we all know why. People will not do what they see those, whoever are part of the, or whoever are ICE agents right now, most people are not going to do this. Yes, they need the money, but this is blood money, and this is money that can destroy your future. So a lot of people won't do it. And a lot of people who are ICE agents right now are having difficulties coping with what they are being asked to do. So there is a moral problem, low morale and the rank of ICE agents, and it's throughout DHS. They don't like what people are like Holman, Norm are asking them to do. And you know something else? The military, they know what's happening in this country. They understand where Trump is taking us. My friends, intuitively, and my prediction is Trump is sitting on a powder keg. This can blow up in unpredictable ways. Okay? Because yes, he's the commander-in-chief, he's going to give orders. What's happening is very dangerous. And they know, people, not only the military, I'm going to go a couple of steps further. Look at what they're doing at the FBI. I don't know if I mentioned this before. But how do you think the rank and file at the FBI feel about how their leaders are being removed, or anyone who was given a court order to execute are being treated? That is how you build a counterinsurgency movement. Those stupid idiots, they have no idea what they are doing. Within the military, within DHS, within the FBI, and other security agencies in the government. This is very dangerous, and intuitively, my prediction is I don't know exactly what's going to trigger it. I don't know if I've ever used the word insurgency before. They're not going to go head on to, and clash. They will use guerrilla tactics and other means. Okay. Taking over Washington, D.C., I don't feel it's going to last. This is just part of a TV show. This is going to fail. This is going to become a hot potato in Trump's hands. The premise for Trump to take this step to occupy D.C. is built on falsehoods, lies. Already, people are already making comparison between, he released over 1,500 lawbreakers. Who's the person who initiated January 6th? There is so much there to go after Trump on. This is going to be interesting to watch among people from DC who are going to protest. And yes, it's going to turn ugly. As we heard this morning, he's empowering people to hurt others. And again, like I said before, maybe he should look at other countries how that turned out, and those who are willing to do it, how that turned out for those perpetrators, those who are hurting innocent people. It didn't turn out well. And you know something? To prove what I'm saying to you, because I as you guys know, journalists won't talk to me. I try to talk to a couple of them. I give up now, because I understand what's going on. And I wanted to talk to them and compare notes about what I am getting intuitively. If I'm, do they think of those things? But they won't talk to me. But that's okay. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing what I do. The thing is, they think people are just going to sit there, twiddle their thumbs, Americans, and do nothing. You know why intuitively I feel a lot more people have not taken to the streets? It's because they haven't felt it personally yet. There is going to be a tipping point. I hope we don't get there. When they start arresting or showing up at the wrong houses, at the wrong homes, that, supposedly they're going to arrest somebody and they're going to the wrong house. Bad things happen. Or they arrest people. The laws of nature, when things like that are happening, there is always a trigger. And that's what I am waiting for. For Trump, he's crossed the lines, the red line. We are in a dictatorship right now. But there is one more step he has not taken yet. But that's what I feel is coming. is when he doesn't respect any neighborhoods or anybody, regardless of your color. He's going there because he has already said, because criminals doesn't, it's only minorities that commit crimes. White people commit crime, yellow, whatever your color, or race, doesn't matter. Everybody. The crime doesn't, it's not only for minorities, black and brown people. And that's when this thing, if he's getting through a few triggers, but that, intuitively I feel, is going to be major. When they break into somebody's house, okay, things may go south, and people on TV, people are going on TV talking about it, and rich upper-class neighborhoods are beginning to say, wait a minute, if that can happen in that neighborhood, it can happen in my neighborhood too. And people are beginning to see this differently. Right now, the upper middle class and the rich, they don't care. Once something like that happens, that's going to be another level. And you're going to see all hell is going to break loose. But in the meantime, the fight is going to continue because there are many more of us than people at the top. That's only going to wake up a lot more people than we think, because the news media, right now they are afraid. But those juicy stories, I feel that are to come, they won't be able to resist interviewing and plastering it all over the place, just like, they usually do when the story is good. That's coming. But intuitively, I feel this taking over Washington, D.C. is going to be a major blow for Trump. It's not going to work the way he planned on it to work. From what I understand, he said he's mentioning New York and a couple of other places that he thinks are out of control. All those things are going to blow up in his face. If you watch, you stand up to him, he backs off. And that's what's coming. And I hope, let me put it this way, violence will break out, and that's where we're going to see how strong Trump is. That's going to be the test. I guarantee you he won't stand. Not only that, but the pressure from the public is going to be immense as well. Because, for example, what he's doing in D.C. today, using the pretext of crime. Crime is down in D.C., from what I understand, 25 to 30% or something like that. But he's using that as a pretext to do what he's doing. Everything he does is based on lies. That's catching up with him, but that huge trigger, I feel that's going to get this country really to go nuts on him. That line hasn't been crossed, and it's coming. When everyone say, okay, this is enough, this guy has to go. If that, besides the court order, not court order, us demonstrating at whatever capacity or group, size, places we go to protest, okay? That's one way in the court, okay? But there is something else I've mentioned before. I won't dwell on it too much this time. Republicans are watching his poll numbers, how they're dropping and how people are looking at them. I believe it was Saturday or Friday. His name is Rick Wilson. I don't know if I mentioned it here. He wrote an article where he said Republicans are beginning to look at Trump sideways because they don't like what they are seeing. I've always been telling you this, but this is the first time I've heard this. Or he's a prominent Republican. He's well connected. He knows better than I do. And intuitively, I feel he was validating the prediction that I have been making to you, that this is going to crumble. So that last red line I told you that's really going to drive our society crazy and demand his removal. The time for that is competing with, I don't know which one is going to happen first. When Republicans decide we've had enough, we can no longer defend his lies. His poll numbers are dropping. He's not good for us. And by the way, Mike Johnson got caught. I think I mentioned it Saturday, so if I mention it again, I'm sorry. But he got caught breaking the law. He's using his campaign money to pay rent. I never thought those guys were clean. But that's to show you the level of corruption, law-breaking that's going on behind the scenes. And I've been telling you this for a long while, that we don't know about. So this Washington, D.C. stuff is going to blow up. The people the agents from either FBI or whoever, they don't want to be there. That's not what they joined the force for. You know, yes, you tell them to go walk, they'll go walk. You know, yeah, you know, somebody does something, I don't know how that works. From what I understand, FBI, you know, they're not trained like police when they arrest people and all that kind of stuff. Just like what happened to the National Guards in California. They started getting depressed, complaining, and the Marines. And then they're going to go home, and there's going to be a whole bunch of lawsuits because the reason why Trump is doing all those things is built on falsehoods, lies. They're going to go to court, and the courts are going to go after him. The lower court, the Supreme Court will find ways to give him a win if they can. Okay? But intuitively, this is not a good move. And if we remember how many times he has failed, building the wall, he went to LA, he had to hightail out. And people are still protesting in LA, by the way. The reason why we don't know about it is because the media is not mentioning it. So, intuitively, this is not going to work out for Trump. And also, let me see if they're, oh my God, I got carried away. Okay. Thank you, Marilyn Landis. I think I know why. Thank you for remembering that I did mention. Okay. You know, the other thing is he's going after Shiff and Letitia James. I heard there's a clip of a video of Cohen saying these people are going to be in trouble. I don't think so. And also, Steve Martin, no, that's Steve Martin. Never mind. The guy Trump put in charge of whatever department he has inside of DOJ to fight whatever it is, the guy he put in charge that was, he wanted to have as AG of Washington, D.C. Watch what's going to happen. This guy is not very bright, obviously. His hands are not clean. He thinks he's going to embarrass Letitia James and Shiff. Good luck to him. And Trump himself may find himself on the receiving end of some pretty nasty lawsuits. And guys, Trump is taking a chance right now doing all those things, but it's going to blow up on his face. This is not going to work. He's not going to be there. He thinks he's going to be there forever. And by the way, I think I've said this last week. If Trump was planning on leaving the White House in due time, or he didn't think he could have a member of his family, that's still part of his equation, okay? A member of his family to follow in his footsteps. He wouldn't be doing all those things he's doing in the White House. No. What does he care? I'm here for 4 years. I'm going to do whatever, if he was interested in really the job. He wants to be king and president for life. Let me tell you something. Intuitively, I feel the people he thinks are closest to him hate his guts. Yes. Okay? Because they have no respect for him. And that's another major weakness. And another thing, the people who are leaking, I don't think I've mentioned this to you guys yet, because I read it Saturday evening. I mentioned it in my Saturday evening stream. I believe his name is Thom Hartman. He has a channel, or somebody told me he has a channel on YouTube, but I did not know that was, I knew about that, but I didn't know that was the same Thom Hartman. He wrote an article about Trump's plans. Somebody leaked Trump's plans for, deploying the military. According to Rachel Maddow, they already have the military or some, or maybe the National Guard in 20 states helping ICE agents. They're doing paperwork, according to what I understand. And Thom Hartman released that document, okay, to corroborate, not to corroborate what Maddow said, but intuitively I feel what he's saying is corroborating what Maddow said and what I have been saying to you for a while. That's Trump's plans. Okay, it is pretty scary because what I have been saying to you for a very long time is what Thom Hartman is describing. But Trump will fail because he's incompetent, he's not very smart, and every single person around him are dumb as a rock. And also, dictatorships work in other countries. It's going to be difficult to remove Trump and his enablers right now. The only thing I can tell you, I feel the summer or sometimes next year, I'm not saying it's easy or it's going to be easy to remove them. It's going to be difficult, and it's going to take everybody to jump in and do our part to dislodge what Trump is doing. He has, caused a lot of damage, but they can be dislodged, okay? But him and the people around him, as we are speaking, they are creating ways to dismantle what they are building because they are that dumb. But don't let dummies can cause damage and do a lot of nasty things. I'm not saying that for those who are hearing me for the first time thinking it's going to be easy, this is going to crumble on its own. No, it's not going to crumble on its own. It's going to take all of us to stand up and fight back. That's my prediction, but this is not going to last, my friends. Hang in there. Okay, let's see. And there was one more thing. Yeah, I mentioned the Epstein stuff. Part of the reason why this is happening in D.C. is to eclipse the Epstein scandal. And this is pretty sinister. Intuitively, Trump and Putin and their enablers, they already know what they're going to do to Ukraine. But Ukraine would not accept Trump's deal with Putin. What's going to happen, the major discussion that's going to take place between Putin and Trump is how to continue dismantling this country. okay? The Trump-Putin meeting is not going to have anything good for America or democracy around the world. But my prediction is Russia is going to continue to sink in this whatever SHIT sinkhole they are heading down to. They are sinking in. And Trump's stupidities will fail. I don't know exactly when. In fact, yesterday I started looking at Trump's chart. That's how curious I am as far as when, I know it's not accurate telling time, whether it's not doing astrology or into whatever. You may hit it. Okay? But that's how I'm like, let me see if I can use a chart to see if I can at least tell basically when this is going to happen. I have not found a clue yet. I mean, the astrologers, I don't, a couple of people I've seen. Steve Judd is one. There is another lady, one of you sent me a link, but I don't think she said when this is going to go by the wayside. I believe those are the two I think I've watched, okay? Because that's what I'm looking for, somebody to tell me when this is going to go south. But the summer is going to be tough for him. And everything he does, it may sound like he's winning. Intuitively, I feel like saying he's just creating opportunities. So the forces that are coming to remove him, to trip him, okay? And Republicans, believe me, Vance, he's measured the windows already. He's just waiting. I'm not saying I don't trust him. I can't stand him because, first of all, for what he's doing, and also when he said, or accusations of eating people's pets in Ohio. So I have nothing good, to say about him. But I don't feel he's going to be like Trump. I doubt it. And Republicans are going to keep their hands on him. They're not going to give him the free pass they're giving Trump because he doesn't have that power. Yes, they're going to try to keep him there because he's there. He will do whatever they want him to do. Okay? But that's one more person. If I were Trump, I'd keep my eye on. But Republicans are watching. So they at the right time or whenever they feel they're ready, they're going to pounce. That's my prediction. So I don't know which one we're going to get first. But right now, we are pretty much living under a dictatorship, my friends. Like I said, the only difference between where we are now and when I was in Haiti, from what I can remember, right now they're still picking up so-called migrants. That's not true. They're picking up Americans, but they're sending them to their death at CICAT or in other countries. They haven't started doing it in this country yet. Well, they are putting them in situations where they can die. Example, Alligator Alcatraz, among other places, but Alligator Alcatraz is the most obvious place, although I heard, thank God, the judge said no more construction and they probably close it down at some point. Hang in there. Okay. I got carried away, guys. There is so much to say, but we only have not enough time. Let's see. BB Khan says, Milou, all I am praying for is our country to come back to normal. But don't see that going to happen soon. No, it's not going to happen soon. Back to normal, my friend, is going to take a number of years, even if Trump was to go tomorrow. Gracie said, Sterling said the fruitcake would be gone and ballroom would not be built. I mean, there is a very good chance the ballroom won't be built. Or they may start it, depending, because there is a lot of engineering work that has to take place, the design, all that kind of stuff. I don't know where they are right now, but yes, there's a very good chance because, like I said, between now and next year, June, anything can happen. Thank you, Polycarpe, for reminding everyone to please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget, friends, it would help me a lot. Let's see. Polycarpe says, Cheryl, okay, she's talking to Cheryl. I'm looking for questions. Will the government, comment analysis says, will the government take over your bank accounts if they want to? Oh, that's a very good question, Carmen. Something, because I've been telling you this, guys, this would be, this is like a hand way of doing what Carmen is asking. Somebody posted, scoop, NVIDIA has done deal with Trump administration to pay U.S. government 15% of revenues from China H20 sales and unprecedented quid pro quo for export licenses. I don't know how these things work, but when I saw it, this is part of this is what Orban does, and that's what all dictators do, okay? What's yours is theirs, what's theirs is theirs too. If you notice, every corporate person, the chieftain are going to the White House and do their mea culpas in front of Trump. Bad idea. They're going to live to regret it. So NVIDIA, among other places, that was successful. He basically, got NVIDIA to pay money. He's going to go after the others as well. But this is going to blow up. Americans are not going to stand up for this. And the word is out. He's a grifter. So let's see what happens. The lady from the Bulwarks is watching a mush-mouthed geriatric Trump talk about potentially unleashing the military in D.C., flanked by a trio of incompetence. Bundy, Ekshet, Kash Patel provokes that familiar feeling of wanting to laugh at the stupidity, but knowing that it's all quiet, sinister. I don't remember her name. I should have written her name, but she's the one who owns Bulwark, or one of the founders. Okay. I thought that was pretty funny. Debbie Kisses, I'm nauseous. I know what you mean. Michael O'Leary says, how about Social Security, HUD housing, and Medicaid? All of us are going to be affected. Like I said earlier, I mean, even decency would dictate anyone. If you have, any thought, you see somebody sleeping on the street under a tent. What kind of person just say, well, get them out of here? What you would do if you were in power, just like Trump did last night, instead of get them out of here, you would say, okay, you know what? We're going to have to find a way to help these people. And like I said earlier, I'm sure a lot of them are veterans. So people like that, like Trump, and just like Epstein said, he has no scruples, man. And the reason why Epstein didn't release the compromised pictures that he has on Trump is because he's terrified, according to the author, Mike Wolf. And also, there are two people, or one person, the one person who shared a jail cell with Maxwell she said they have compromised on Trump, okay, according to reports. So Sarah Longwell, thank you. Chris Piazza is the person who called Trump mushy geriatric mouth. I died laughing. Michelle Hart says, Milou, did you ever watch that disgusting video I sent to your phone? No, not yet. I really want your impression on it. You know what, guys? I am terrified. You know what? I'll look for it on my, I have, you know, I can mirror my messages on my PC. So I'll click the link on my PC because I'm terrified of clicking it. Because if you don't tell me who you are, I'm not going to click the link. So that's what happened. I didn't know it was you, Michelle Hart. That's why I didn't click on the link. I don't click on any links, my friends. In fact, I just got a letter from my PCP, my primary care physician, that they broke into the vendor who take care of the systems. So I'm sure they have my social security, they have my medical records, everything now. Oh, Jesus. So this is not a good. That's why I don't click on any link. If there is a way I could do it another way, but I click on it from the machine because I have this machine is like the best security software I can get is on here. So it's well protected the best I can because there is nothing that's foolproof. And I don't just click on any link. But since you told me, I'm going to look for it and I'm going to look at it after this. Trini Patsy 61 says, we are not going back. And I agree with you. Oh, you know what? While Trini Patsy said that, let me say one more thing. I meant to say it at the top, but there is so much here too. Oh, my God. Oops. The reason why Trump also wanted to take over D.C., there is a whole other situation here. Since he has no plan on leaving anytime soon, he wants to turn D.C. in the facade. You're going to think it's a beautiful place, but it's rotten behind the scenes. Okay? But also it's because the mayor is black, there are a ton of minorities living in the city, so everything is bad. DEI. You know, my prediction is Trump is going to get to eat DEI, the DEI word at some point, and everyone around him who think they can erase the contribution of minorities to this country and immigrants. That's my prediction. So hang in there, friends. Okay. Thank you, Phoebe Figalili. Yes, Sarah Longwell. You're right. Thank you for posting that. I couldn't remember her name, but it's Sarah Longwell. Okay, let me scroll down. Oh, Craig Dixon says the military is removing LGBTQ active duty members, not allowing them to retire with full benefits, even if they have an honorable discharge. Yeah, I heard about that. In fact, it's pretty misleading. I'm sure these people are going to sue them. I hope they do. Let me see. Somebody said something. Craig Dixon said, Michelle Hart wants to know if you've... Oh, yeah, I checked that out. Thank you, Greg. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking. Okay, I think this is it, friends. Thank you very much, everyone. Scorpion says, Milou, what about Madame Dum Dum? What will happen to her? They all, when this is over, my friends, no one will be exempt. People, I mean, let's put it this way. I said a lot of people are going to go, last time I said a lot of people were going to go to prison with Trump. He's the only one who didn't go. My prediction is the same for this time as well. He's going to drag a lot of people to court, to prison with him. Yep. And a lot of the fantasies he's having right now, major failure, because he thinks he can manipulate the military. It's not going to happen. There's a major moral issue with the military, and every other security agency in this country. They hate his guts. That's what happens. Thank you everyone for spending time with me. Thank you chat managers for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilou.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel and are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I'm still trying to grow the channel to 1 million, so please subscribe. Don't forget to tap on the notification bell though. Please give me a thumbs up, that would help me a lot. Scorpion 24 says, Milou would and P last. As long as Trump is there, because once Vance take over, a lot of these people are gonna go. Most people who are there now won't be there when Vance take over. I'm not looking forward, okay? But also, something I said a long time ago, I don't know how it's gonna happen, and one of you told me it's impossible. We are in a completely different space today in this country than we've never been here before. There is also the possibility of all three levels to be removed: Trump, Vance, and Mike Johnson. I don't repeat it often because I don't know how it would happen and how possible it is. Because where we are today, we cannot trust any of those guys. I'm not sure how that's going to happen, okay? But remember I told you, there is that possibility. Thank you, everyone. Those of you who usually attend my Monday evenings, I'll see you later. Otherwise, I'll see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye.